of Orlando against police crimes. We are a grassroots community organization centered around fighting against police brutality and misconduct here in Central Florida, as well as fighting for community control of the police, because we believe that we, the community, should have a say in how we are policed. How many of you have heard the name Luis Lopez? Luis Lopez was a 26-year-old Mexican immigrant living and working here in Orlando to support his family back home. On the night of February 8th, Luis was killed in his own home by Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies Alex Duran and Paul Ortiz while he was defending himself against a home invader. A close friend of Luis and neighbor called 911 like most people would do in a situation like that. The two deputies, again, Alex Duran and Paul Ortiz, responded to the scene and within a matter of seconds, shot and killed Luis through his kitchen window. While he was shouting for help. And in a sick, twisted turn of events, the man that broke in is the one being charged with the murder instead of the killer cops who pulled the trigger. Just last month, Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies killed another member of our community, Tyrone Bartley, while conducting an illegitimate and botched SWAT raid for a crime he had nothing to do with. Only 30 seconds passed from the time they kicked in his door with high-powered rifles and military gear to the moment when they shot him 6 times. And would say shame. The stories of Tyrone Bartley and Luis Lopez are just 2 examples of police killings that have taken place in the last few months. There's many more that we cannot even mention here. Racist and political repression since the return of the Trump regime are at levels we have not seen in decades. Under Trump's executive order 14288, which seeks to unleash the police, as if they don't already are unleashed, local police agencies are further emboldened to act with impunity and without fear of consequences for their actions. I'm sure you all saw the comments made by the Brevard County Sheriff as well as the police and military repression taking place in cities like Los Angeles, New York, and other cities around the country for standing up and speaking up. We're seeing masked agents snatching our immigrant brothers and sisters and tearing families apart without any respect for due process or human rights. I want to say shame. I want to be crystal clear and emphasize that this kind of police and ICE terror being conducted in our neighborhoods is the same kind of terror used by the Israeli occupation forces against Palestinians in the West Bank, as well as the repression faced against activists in the Philippines by the US-backed Marcos dictatorship.
It's all connected!
The ruling class wants nothing more than for us to continue to be divided against racial lines, gender lines, etc. For you to say that I'm down with Black Lives Matter, but the immigrants have it coming for them, or for you to say I'm down with immigrant rights, but not Palestinian rights, and so forth. The fact of the matter is that all these struggles are connected, undoubtedly, and a victory for one is a victory for all against our common. As our government continues to escalate towards a full-on war with Iran via its proxy state of Israel, we can expect political repression here to increase significantly, as it did during the McCarthy years and the Red Scare, as it did during the protest movement against the Vietnam War, and as it did during the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan with things like the Patriot Act. Everyone say shame.
Shame!
In closing, I would briefly like to highlight 2 very important cases of political repression that everyone here should care about. One that is national in scope and one that is more local. First, I encourage you all to pay attention to what's happening to an activist named Alejandro Orellana. No hate,
No fear! Immigrants are welcome here! No hate! 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 No fear! Immigrants are welcome here!
Again, I need everyone to know this name, Alejandro Orellana, out in California. He's a member of the Chicano rights organization, Centro CSO, and has been organizing in East LA for a decade in the immigrant rights and Chicano movement. A few days ago, his home was raided and he was arrested by the FBI for his role in defending and organizing immigrants during the current uprising out in LA. I encourage everyone to visit at Centro CSO on Instagram and Twitter for more information. They're raising money for his legal fees and so forth. And I'm very proud to announce that just today, he was released and is now free. Alejandro still needs our support and solidarity in getting his charges dropped. Just like the next person I'd like to mention, Chris Gibson. Chris Gibson was a student, a UCF student activist with Students for a Democratic Society, and they're out there here today. Chris was brutalized and arrested at this very location just last year for simply using his voice to speak out for Palestine. Everyone say shame. He's facing bogus felony charges and 5 years in prison for doing exactly what we're doing today. I encourage everyone here to come out to a protest at Lake Eola on June 22nd with us in solidarity with Chris Gibson. We cannot allow our activists to spend time in prison for speaking up and using their voice just like we are here today. Because if they can do it to one of us, they can do it to all of us, and they will.
And they will!
Continue to show up to actions just like this. Share information on your social media with your friends and your family, but most importantly, join an organization. Attacks are coming down the pipeline from every direction, and the only way we can truly fight back against these attacks is by growing a steadfast, disciplined, and organized movement comprised of people just like you all here today. Trump, his cronies, and the billionaires that back them are only a fraction of the people compared to the number of everyday working class people like yourselves who are fed up with this rotten system of war, exploitation, and oppression. By uniting the many, we can and will defeat the few. Thank you very much, everyone. Solidarity.